everybody? It's Mike Johnson back in the audio section of PWInsiderElite.com. This Tuesday evening, I almost said Thursday, old habits die hard. This Tuesday evening, TNA Impact Wrestling will return to Pop TV for the 2016 Lockdown event. It's not going to be on pay-per-view this year. You're getting it for free if you're a cable subscriber and you're watching Pop, which you should, because the show's been pretty damn good lately. Our guest at this time, returning yet again, I'm very happy to have him again because it's always a fun conversation, Ethan Carter III, who will be headlining the Lockdown show, challenging TNA champion, I'm sorry, sir, Matt Hardy, inside the Six Sides of Steel. Got a lot of stuff to talk about. We're going to get right into it. Been a long time since we spoke to you. Been a lot of things that have happened in your trials and tribulations in TNA. How the hell are you, sir?
How the hell am I? I'm hella good, talking to my dude, Mikey Johnson, up at PWI Insider, and, you know, whether it's a Thursday or a Wednesday, but now it's Tuesday, Impact, Lockdown, World Heavyweight title on the line. Let's do it.
So, you know, you've had an interesting evolution of late with the loss of the TNA Championship, with Tyrus sliding over to Matt Hardy's side, to a bunch of really great promos, really cementing you as a fan favorite, a babyface, however you want to term it. How do you feel about EC3 being presented in this light? Because after being undefeated for all these years, you obviously have backed up all of the claims and all of the gumption and all of the attitude. But now we flip the coin, and it's maybe not a different EC3, but he's on a different side now. So how do you feel about the changes?
Yeah, I think whether antagonist or protagonist, I mean, if this is a reality conversation, my goal is to be the absolute best at what I'm doing and the best I can possibly be. So if I'm a heel, antagonist, evil dude, you know, I try to be the absolute best at that. And now that the coin has sort of flipped a little bit, protagonist, babyface, good dude, you know, I'm going to try my best to kind of make this character work in that retrospect, and hopefully, you know, in today's wrestling, be what a modern babyface should be going forward. Hopefully. That's my goal. You know, I have ambitions. I have propositions. I hope to achieve them.
Now, Six Sides of Steel, obviously a heavy-duty deal, both physically, mentally, emotionally. Talk about what it's like working inside the Six Sides of Steel, and, you know, obviously you and Matt Hardy now have a ton of history here. In many ways, I guess some people are going to assume this is going to be one of the final confrontations. What does it mean to you to be still having that spotlight and be working as the headline attraction at the Lockdown show?
Well, I mean, being, you know, top guy stuff, that's all I ever want to do. That's all I ever want to be. Is like, if it's cliche to say it, I'll say it again because it's the truth. You know, the best I can possibly be, and, you know, I have visions of where I see myself, and, you know, this is it, being a headline actor going into Lockdown, Six Sides of Steel. It's crazy. We have 2 extra sides of steel. How is that even? I mean, it's an astronomical thing to think about. Extra sides of steel, but you know, it's a good place to be. I'm very happy with it. Lockdown, I think, serves itself better as a 2-hour cable broadcast than it does as a pay-per-view, just because, you know, you can only have so much happen in the cage before it kind of waters it down for the show. So everything seems fresh. All the matchups are going to be, you know, above par, so to speak, and looking forward to it. I mean, it already happened. It was at Wembley, my favorite place to wrestle, and it's great, good stuff. Going to be cool to see on TV, but I kind of want to backtrack a second because you said you complimented me, and I appreciate it. But you like that promo? You like the babyface EC3 promo?
Oh, it was awesome. I thought it was one of the best promos in terms of, like, resetting the EC3 character, but not being untrue or unfair to what had come before. And by explaining I'm addicted to winning and taking it in that vein, you look at it in a different light and you go, okay, I get what he was all about and why he was the way he was. He was just desperate to win. He needed to win. He needed to know when he looked in the mirror that he was the best, because without that, he has nothing. Doesn't matter about the money, doesn't matter about the fame, doesn't matter about the cushy lifestyle. He needs to be the best. And I think anybody can relate to that. And I love that promo. I sincerely do.
Mikey, great minds think alike. Yeah, like, you know, it's collaborative effort, and I wrote a lot of notes on how to, like, putting thought into it. You know, one thing I disliked about wrestling, not Yeah, I guess I just like to. It's just if someone changes an allegiance, they change who they are immediately, and you know, if they become bad, they hate. It's these people, blah blah blah. Or if they become good, it's a pandering attitude. And I just try to put how would this character, what motivates him. The only thing's winning, and I think anybody can relate to that. You watch sports, it's all about winning.
Mm-hmm.
Winning's a big it was pretty easy for me to kind of figure it out and putting the verbiage to it. I was pretty proud of it. I think the music was a little too high during it, but I'm not going to complain. Who does that?
Now, right, and that's a minor thing. You've become one of the leaders of the TNA locker room in the last couple of years. What is this kind of resurgence that the company has had creatively since they've come to Pop? And I've said it to many people, and I'll keep saying it. I think if people are ignoring the show right now, they're ignoring it based on past transgressions and perhaps past grudges, because 9 o'clock to 11 o'clock on Tuesdays, it's a good to great 2 hours of wrestling every week, both from a logical storytelling standpoint and from an athletic endeavor. It's entertaining in many ways. What does it mean to you to kind of be part of this resurgence, to say finally there's some positives for the company again, and finally people are, you're starting to see some of the storylines really root in, and we're starting to see some really good deep characterizations with the personalities and some great in-ring wrestling, not just with yourself but up and down the board. What does it mean to you, since you came into that company at a time where maybe things weren't always the rosiest, but you were getting pushed to the forefront and you got to be someone that they really focused upon? Now you kind of get to enjoy the fruits of your labor, but there's a positive upswing for the company as well, creatively. So, what does all that mean to you?
Well, I mean, you said it better than I could have, so that's why you're the creative writer, and I'm just a big lug who wrestles, every week. But no, what you said about 2 hours, continuity, characters, storytelling, and athleticism. I mean, that's when we talked prior. We kind of talked about long-term planning and stuff like that. But that's what I love about wrestling, and I want to see wrestling as far as characters go. Their motivations are clear, but they're deeper than just yay boo. There's depth throughout the roster. There's always been depth, and earlier you kind of classified me coming on board as a leader. In a way, I'm not there yet. I don't feel myself there yet as far as being a leader, because there's guys in that locker room I look up to, like a Bobby Roode or an Eric Young, who been there since the get-go and are leaders. But if I can lead by example, since I came in and hopefully had the opportunity that TNA gave me to creatively develop the character, not only how they see, but how I also see it. It's collaborative, and now we're seeing that up and down the board with other talents, and I think that's great. Like Eli Drake coming on strong, and I know he's taken the initiative. Mike Bennett's taken the initiative, coming on strong. Even a guy like Crazy Steve, who you might have pegged as a low card, and Hats, the guy earlier, has this great idea. They run with it. They give him a shot, and he's, delivering on his end. So it's great to see that this locker room is hungry, it's talented, it wants to succeed, and it'll do everything to do that.
One name that you didn't mention, who I think is really similar to you, kind of overachieved in a lot of ways in the company, is Rockstar Spud. And I know that during the UK tour, there was some interaction there. How do you feel about the potential reunion of EC3 and Rockstar Spud as a duo, now that you're in a different place, as sort of the, maybe Rockstar, I don't know if Rockstar Spud would work against Tyrus, but as a potential foil in the battle against Tyrus and Matt Hardy?
Yeah, I see it two ways. One way is that we obviously have great chemistry, and I didn't mention him. I should have. I apologize, James. No, but, a similar talent who does strive to succeed and puts his heart and soul into everything he does, yada, yada, yada. So I see it two ways. Kind of teaming up, in a sense, or rekindling that relationship would be fun, and it would be cool and have some great moments on one hand, but on the other hand, when you're kind of segueing into a lone wolf kind of role when you want to do it on your own and constantly prove yourself, you kind of need to do that on your own. So is it time yet? I don't know. We shall see. But, anytime I get the chance to work with him, chemistry's there, so it's always entertaining and endearing. As long as we don't throw away our past because, you know, our past is what got us to where we are today. You know, fans today wouldn't want to see buddy right off the bat, I wouldn't think, because why would a guy be my buddy despite the fact I changed my heart a little bit? I still beat him and bloodied him and shaved his head in front of his family. So kind of a dick move on my part. I wouldn't expect immediate forgiveness. I think it would take time to rebuild that relationship. So we'll see how it plays out.
Want to get your thoughts on the new direction Matt Hardy's taken with Rebby, Sky, and Tyrus in recent weeks, because I think it's been a career resurgence for him, and it's allowed him to portray. He's been an antagonist before, but I don't think we've ever seen this much personality and this style of a personality come out of him previously. And I personally, you know, I think it's one of the best things in TNA right now. And he's gone from a guy who I think at least a subsection of the audience looked at as someone who was living off his past, and now you certainly can't say that. He's doing something completely fresh. So I'm curious what your thoughts are on that new direction, and how does it kind of reinvigorate you when you continue to work with someone and they're bringing something fresh to the table?
It's, you know, you see it as a resurgence and a guy who might have been criticized for living off his past laurels, but I think deep down this is who he wants to be and wanted to be for a very long time. And when the opportunity came to portray it, you know, he's knocking out of the park. I mean, knocking out of the park. He's a hell of a piece of crap. I'll give him that. He's great at being just a scumbag pile of, you know, dog shit. Sorry, can I swear? I did. Anyway,
you can do whatever you want.
So he's doing that, and it's, you know, entertaining and endearing, and I think a perfect foil for what I'm trying to portray. And, you know, we've been at this feud for a long time. It's almost like a 100-year war in a sense, but to me, at least, it doesn't seem as though it's ad nauseum and it's been too much. I think because the directions we've taken, it's remained fresh. And, you know, lockdown, does it come to a head or does it keep going? Time will tell. Tuesday, whatever the date is, I don't know. I'm confused. That's okay. The 25th, right? No.
Yep. That sounds about right.
Yeah, good. It just rolls off the tongue. Way to go, Ethan. Top guy. But yeah, Matt's doing his part to reinvigorate himself, something he's wanted to do for a very long time, killing it, doing it. And another guy who, you know, leads by example every time he goes out there.
Now, for yourself, you know, we've seen a new director for you. We've seen a fresh take on EC3. What do you want to see kind of brought to the light with the EC3 character to kind of show a deeper side of him or a different aspect of him? Because obviously we've been brought to believe and to see he lives this luxurious life. He is addicted to winning. He is desperate and willing to do anything. But now that we flipped the coin, what sort of light do you want shined on that character? And you know, what does it mean to you to kind of get that ability to do something fresh? And now you've taken basically 2 years of exposition, and now you can run with it even more so than you have before.
Well, I mean, I think the first thing and the most important thing for EC3 to do as babyface is establish his 5 loops of doom, don't you? I mean,
absolutely.
100%.
And no one else is using them right now. The other guy's hurt, so you could use them.
No, but exposition, great work, 2 years of it. It's an interesting prospect, I guess, in the sense that the character is grew up rich and entitled and had a life of luxury. But I think what I would have to do is take my personal struggles that I've had in life in this industry and use them for the character going forward. Things that people may not know about me that are true. That whether you were rich or you weren't, you can understand and relate to. I mean, when I was a little kid, I had a bunch of surgeries. I don't want to talk about it. That's motivation every day. Hey, when I was 3 years old, I beat death. That's why I'm addicted to winning. I just thought of that. That sounds pretty cool. That
is pretty damn great.
And I had what I thought I really wanted in life, and I lost it. But now I have a second chance at it. Also, kind of a cool story. How do you tell it? Plenty of ways, and I've alluded to it, and fourth wall's kind of broken in that retrospect, but it's something that always drives me today personally. So I think it's something that could drive the character.
Now, for yourself, being in this new role, does it give you a new series of checkpoints of things you want to accomplish? Obviously, you want to make yourself a bigger star. You want to be able to be the one who can say you brought more of an audience to TNA and to Pop. You want to be the main event guy. Every wrestler does. Every wrestler has an ego, and I don't mean that as a knock. It's why people become performers. They want to be in the center of the room with all eyes on them. So what's the new bunch checklist for you now that you have this new role, if there are, or is it just continue on and just improve upon what you've already set out to do?
I definitely improve upon what I set out to do, and that's actually a weird conversation I had with myself last week when I was really thinking about goals going forward in the future. I mean, obviously, I'm very happy with what I've achieved in TNA, but there is so much more. Is it for me personally to like stack my stats on a Wikipedia page? Not so much. It's more personally to help this company that put faith in me build upon that faith and that opportunity and, reestablish the brand name. I think wrestling nowadays, there's only a few people whose name truly draw, and it's mostly a brand thing. So our brand is taking a hit. And if I can do anything to help the brand past those whatever dark days or dark clouds that are apparently hung over them, that's my goal. Make this place as successful as it could be, and with that comes my success. I mean, that and being top babyface world champion for a year, that'd be cool too. That's a goal.
Now, as we close it out, I'll run down the lockdown lineup in a minute. Give everybody an idea or a reason why they should pause and go, okay, I'm going to watch TNA this week where maybe I haven't tuned back in a while, or go hit record on their DVR and watch it within 24 hours, so it counts for the ratings, and take another look at TNA. Why should they?
Ratings are weird, aren't they? Like, does the DVR pick it up 24 hours after?
I think within 24. I think it's within 24 hours or 36 hours. Yeah.
And I think it's not even there. Like, there's +3s and +5s. I don't get ratings. I don't get the Nielsen system because I never watch anything live besides.
I want to say right now, I think the Nielsen ratings are the biggest work ever, but that's just my own personal opinion and not the opinion of anybody related to anyone else.
Well, I see your opinion, and I nod at it in approval. But I watch nothing live except the show I'm on because I have to live tweet or, I like my show. And then sports, because those are the only immediate things I need to see. Not spoiler ridden, but can I give you a reason to tune into TNA if you haven't had it, if you had that dark cloud? Get over, the mentality I see in wrestling fans someday is one opinion rules all. Think for yourself. Check it out. You have nothing to lose. There's no time wasted. Press record on the DVR. For 2 years, I've been saying it. I put a lot of work and faith into what I do, and I love what I do, and I love where I work. I've been in this business. I've been on the other side. I've been the guy behind a keyboard. I've been the guy reading the internet. I've been the guy researching, trading tapes, downloading stuff. That was me. And I've been in the business, and I've been in various aspects of the business. It's not always what you think it is. It's not always what it seems, and it's not always what you read. Check it out. Make your own opinion. I guarantee our locker room brings it as hard as they can with the most intent to entertain and give a quality product. I don't know if I can say any more. I think I said it. I'm pretty happy with what I said. I'm an elder statesman now, and I'm running for office in 2030 too. So look for that.
All right. Well, you know where to come for your campaign stop, and of course, you've done that before, and you're more than welcome to do it again by just stopping by PW Insider. Before we go, of course, lockdown.
Well, hold on.
Yes,
I gotta put you over, Mike Johnson.
Okay.
I have to. Okay. Your piece on Daniel Bryan was awesome, and
thank you.
It was really good, well written, and I can always count on you to see the big picture and the emotions involved in the reality of wrestling, and you word it very well. And I just wanted to say, nice work on typing the words. They were good words to read.
Thank you very much. I'll take that as a compliment because I know if you hated it, you'd tell me it sucked. So I deeply appreciate that. And I am very humbled and appreciative. But we are here to talk about Lockdown. This coming Tuesday, the lineup for this show: Beer Money against Eric Young and Bram. The Dollhouse facing Gail Kim, Maria, and Velvet Sky. Maria in a lethal lockdown match. Trevor Lee versus Tigre Uno for the X Division Championship. Odarg the Great, who looks somewhat familiar. I can't place him.
I don't know.
I don't know. It could be Magnum TA. I'm not sure. And he's facing Eli Drake. And, of course, Matt Hardy will defend the TNA Championship against Ethan Carter III. All of these matches inside the confines of the Six Sides of Steel from the Wembley Arena in London. 9 p.m. Eastern on Pop TV and the Fight Network in Canada. For those of you listening in the UK, it'll be on Challenge in a couple of other days. And if you're somewhere else, I'm sorry, I don't have it memorized. I apologize. It's not it's not an affront to your country. I'm not a smart guy. So,
well, I'm pretty sure Thailand doesn't, read the PWI Insider, so you're cool. You're all right.
I hope they do. We're equal opportunity. Everyone come and read. But I know our time's running short here. As always, you have free reign to come back anytime you would like to come back and have a longer form discussion with us. And wish you nothing but the best. Have truly, sincerely enjoyed what you've been putting together in the last couple of weeks since TNA moved to Pop. And we've had you on many times even prior to TNA, and it's always nice to see someone resurging and someone getting what they've worked hard for. And that's one of the things I love about pro wrestling is when you see work ethic kind of cut through all the bullshit and get and succeed. And you certainly are a great example of that. And I applaud you for it, and I wish you nothing but the best.
Some would say I'm the last starving artist. Oh, wait, you've used that already. No, but yeah, definitely cutting through the bullshit. And I always appreciate your time and your accolades and your fair assessments. So thank you for that, and we'll talk soon, I'm sure.
All right. I hope so. All right. Thank you very much. And for all of you listening, thank you for listening to PWInsider.com. Be sure to check out EC3 on Twitter. There'll be a link to his Twitter account right underneath this interview. And check out ImpactWrestling.com. And, of course, Tuesday night on Pop and the Fight Network, Lockdown 2016. Check them out, folks. I'm Mike Johnson. Let us know what you thought of this interview. And we thank you for your support. Take care. Ethan, thank you as always.
Thank you, buddy. We'll talk soon.